Hey YouTube, I wanted to give an update on my car. The last video I made, I did a video on my electric exhaust cutouts. I know I say this at the beginning of every video that I make, but this is my 1984 Corvette that's LS swapped and 4L80E swapped. But the last video it was back in January, and it was just on kind of a rough video I did on the electric exhaust cutouts. And I don't have the lift up in the air here, but I think I can get down. In case you didn't see the other video, those are what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I wanted to do this time is show, I had talked in the video about I was going to program a PLC and a touchscreen to operate those cutouts. Well, I have the program for that done, and I took it on a test drive today, and it worked pretty damn well. So just to show you, I'm not going to start it just yet, but I'm going to turn it on. This is the touch screen that I programmed. I got this from Automation Direct. It uses a really basic, like a calculator type display. This is a very, very inexpensive little touch screen that you can use. I have this going to a Click PLC that is in the compartment directly behind the driver's seat. So it's sealed up. I can't, it's kind of a pain to show you the actual PLC, but I have other videos. If you wanted to see that, I do have videos where I show the little carriage I built for it and talk about some of the programming. Right now, the display is not lit up. This display does two things. I have this controlling my nitrous oxide permissives, and then I also have it running the exhaust cutouts. So I can show you what I mean by the nitrous, and then I can show you what I mean by the exhaust cutouts. So this isn't actually a touch screen here. I call it a touch screen, but it's not. It just has these 5 function buttons down here. Just to give you an idea on price on this thing was only $130 from Automation Direct. So this is not an expensive setup. It communicates through RS-232, which if you're not aware is just a phone cable, not Ethernet, but just a basic phone line. And it runs that line from this to the controller behind my seat. And I can have way more than 5 buttons on this if I use one of them as a function from screen to screen, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So to arm my nitrous, I would push F1, and that makes the screen light up. Now you can see I've got some water damage on the screen here. That's why it kind of looks sort of funny. It's also telling me to change the battery. I put the code in the PLC to have it do the change battery fault after the battery's 5 years old. And I just put that battery in over the winter, and it popped up with that here about a week ago. So I got to look at my code and see why it thinks the battery's dead already. But I don't have a nitrous bottle in rate at the moment, so that's why it says bottle pressure is 0. So I can hit F5, that's my function button, and you can see here's all my permissives. So bottle PSI okay, well it's not okay because there's no pressure in it. Bottle open, well, it's an electric bottle opener, and it's closed right now, and there's a prox sensor on that opener to physically tell if it's open or closed, so it knows the bottle is closed, so that's not lit up. Line pressure, okay. Obviously, it's not okay. There's no pressure. System armed, yes. Traction. I have wheel speed sensors on this car that feed data to the PLC to know if I have traction or not. So if I lose traction, it shuts the nitrous off. So that's what that is. Right now I'm sitting still, so I have traction, so it's good to go. And then brake, I'm not pressing the brake. So if I press the brake, you can see it goes off. Can't run nitrous if the brake's on, okay? So the open and close are here. So that is the open button. So there my electric opener just opened it, and there it just closed it. F4 is purge. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's running the purge. I have it under my hood. Function 5 is the screen shift, and that takes me to this, which is the exhaust cutout status. I programmed in open, close, jog open, jog close, and then I have this indicator that tells me what the current status of it is. So in case you can't read that, that's full close is highlighted, or full open. So if I hit the open button, now it's open. It takes about 3.5 seconds. And then I can hit close. And then it's closed. Okay, I'm actually going to go through here and shut that nitrous off. The reason I shut the nitrous off, if the nitrous is armed, it runs my bottle heater, and I can smell it back there getting hot. There's no reason to run it right now. So what I'm going to do, I'll start this up real quick. Oh, just to give you an idea on the nitrous. When the nitrous, all those permissives are made, it sends a ground signal to my Holley ECU, and that's the input that the Holley needs to run the progressive nitrous. So I have all those permissives going through the PLC to save me all those inputs and outputs on the Holley. But mostly what I want to talk about is me putting in this exhaust cutout. So let's go ahead and fire her up. I don't have my idle tuning quite right yet. Okay, so that's just the regular Flowmasters. That's with the cutouts closed. So we go here, hit open. So pretty drastic difference. Hey, like I said, I just wanted to show off. I thought it was kind of cool. I think this turned out really well. I didn't intend on using this little touchscreen to control the exhaust cutouts at all. I just already had this in here for the nitrous, and I thought, well, it's just programming. I can just add another function screen and do open close. And then I did that jog open, jog close. The reason I did that, these Summit brand exhaust cutouts sometimes don't open or close the entire way. They can get hung up by cold weather or low battery voltage or whatever. So that jog just lets you, it just runs the motor in that direction as long as you're holding the button down. So you can just bump it real quick and close it up all the way. So if you do hear one leaking a little bit, you can just bump close. The electronics that came with the Summit exhaust cutouts wouldn't let you do that. There was no way to jog it open or close. You could only run it a full 3 seconds. So I programmed that into this just to give it a little, you know what I mean, something else, another way I can do it. That's it. I just want to give an update on the exhaust cutouts. The last video I did, I didn't have any. I just had a switch and a drill battery where I was running it. But I've been terrorizing people on the street with this all day today. It's been a lot of fun. I have not gotten to play with the line lock much yet. That's going to be maybe tomorrow's adventure. I'll go out, and I just put new tires on this thing, so I don't know how bad I want to burn them off yet. All right, thanks.